We're going to start this LOTRO news update with looking at the forums, the new improved forums. What you're looking at here is footage from the previous Court of the Rings, where Cordovan took a look at the brand new forums. And as we can see, they do look, I would say they look a bit more organized, like a bit more modern than the current forums. It looks very similar, like the setup and everything, but just in general, it looks more modern because the old forums look really old and they're really outdated. This looks more fresh, I would say, so it looks nicer. And like most people, I would prefer if you had a dark mode. But this isn't too bright in my opinion. Like, it is bright, but it's not terrible. Like the color scheme is not that bright. But obviously you would prefer the dark mode for sure. This was just a preview that Cordovan took a look at. He tried to see what things would look like if you made a post. Eventually he scrolled down a bit further and we can see the Bullroarer forums are actually on the same page. I hope that's the case, because currently the BR servers are on a separate forum or something, I guess. But if everything's on the same page, that would be nice. We have the BR, we have the usual stuff that we have, gameplay. They do seem a bit better. Oh, you can click on the subforums to get the subforums. That's pretty nice. Yeah, a lot of it is really similar to what we have currently. This looks nice though. Creator and makerspace. Nice. Instance content. But just overall, it looks really similar to the current ones. A bit more streamlined, I think. And a bit more modern and professional. So it for sure looks better than the old forums that we currently have. So it'll be interesting to see how it looks when we get it and how it actually works, and if people wanted to use the forums more than currently. Because I know, at least for me, if the forums are a bit modern like this, I would probably use the forums more than I do currently. But that was the sneak peek of the new forums from Cordovan, and we'll probably see more in the coming weeks. Quick reminder that the level 140 Valar that's here for a limited time. Today is April 12th, and these are available for today and through tomorrow, April 13th. So if you want to buy your 140 Valar, you have basically 1.5 days left to buy this. And the same goes for the other Valars. If you want to buy any of those for a discount, they're still 20% off through tomorrow. So for those who want these Valars, have about 1.5 days left to get on this offer. We had a big win for the community of LOTRO this week with the previous patch update 35.0.1. As you can see, this is my patch report from that patch. We had the monsters big buff with their 25% morale buff and also 7.5% mitigation buff. And this footage here is from Sagrath Tier 3. As soon as that update hit live, the Iron Crown Warrior in this instance has 11 million morale. But this week we finally got the adjustment to all the feedback from the players. The players in general were not happy about this change, and thankfully the developers took this feedback to heart and issued this statement: adjustments to balance from update 35.0.1. We have taken some steps today to adjust the mitigations and morale increases that debuted with update 35.0.1. These adjustments are now in effect on the live game worlds. The mitigation increase is being rolled back to pre-update numbers, and the morale increase is being lowered from 25% to 15%. We will continue to look into game balance in the future. So basically, I would say pretty much the whole player base agreed that the buff to the enemies were too much, the mitigation buff was unneeded, and the morale buff was probably a bit too high. So I think they kind of struck a really good balance here by removing the mitigation increase and reducing the morale increase from 25% to 15%. So a big thumbs up for the devs actually making this change. And it seems like they didn't have to do a patch. They could just go into the game and adjust this, so this is currently on live. The mobs only have the 15% morale increase, And playing the game, this feels like a decent and fine change in my opinion. If we look at Sagrath Tier 3, currently the Iron Crown Warrior no longer have 11 million morale, but rather 10 million, only a 15% increase and no mitigation increase. So good work community and good work SSG. Good change. We have another Bullroarer coming up this week. Beta 3 for update 35.1 is opening on Wednesday, which is today. So in a few hours we should probably see beta go live, and we'll get another look at the upcoming raid, Gwethranos, the Witch King's Citadel. On the previous build I did a tier 1 raid, and this time you could actually kill the final boss, Shard of Tarazar. You could kill it all the way, still like no mechanics, but I'm expecting this beta build to have mechanics to it. But like I said, no mechanics really. Boss 1 had some mechanics, and I'm expecting the raid to have mechanics this time around. Of course, stay tuned. I will of course be checking out the raid on beta, so stay tuned on the channel for some news on the raid. And as you can see from the patch notes, there are plenty of purple notes, so I will of course do a beta report on the new changes that's happening. So stay tuned for that in the upcoming days. We do know that the raid will arrive in April. We're currently approaching the middle of April, so within a couple of weeks we should see the raid on live. So I'm really expecting mechanics in this build, but only time will tell. Looking at some upcoming events, we do have the anniversary, 16-year anniversary coming up in just over a week. On April 20th, we get the anniversary, and of course we get an anniversary gift, and there's also a nice VIP event boost at the same time. And only 4 days later, we have another return of the curator, so some nice things happening during the anniversary. And I don't think it's too far-fetched to maybe think that we'll get the raid patch with this anniversary as well. But of course, it could always be a week later. But I would expect the raid to go live with the anniversary or the week after. So there are some nice things to look forward to in April. We get the anniversary coming, VIP event boost, and the return of the curator, and the new raid should arrive in April as well. And finally, some players noticed that you can actually see another hint to the new class on live event. If you go to the instance finder and you do the create instance on the grouping request page, I'm just going to create a random Sagrath. Alright, I created an instance. I'm looking for all classes. If I hover over it, you can see all the classes being shown. Lo and behold, the last class on this list, ahoy mateys, it's Corsair. So it seems like the new class is slowly being implemented in different places in the game. And obviously we can see it here, the Corsair is coming. But I wanted to take people back to this forum post back in February when the first Corsair Tease was released. Cordovan said, "We know people are speculating on a possible class name since it was semi-discovered on Bullroarer, but the name is not the name we are going with for eventual release. It'll still probably show up in places in the game data, but its name will be different than people are speculating about." So you would think Cordovan wouldn't lie about this. So it seems like Corsair is a placeholder name, but it seems to me it's going to be at least Corsair themed. So something pirate or something seafarer, or some people have speculated on mariner or something. So to me it seems like it's quite clear that it's going to be Corsair themed. But according to Cordovan, it's not going to be called the Corsair class. So I guess only time will tell what the actual name will be. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to help out the channel. Leave a like, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're playing or looking to play Lord of the Rings online, there is one place you need to be. The Ghyniverse is a community Discord server for the game Lord of the Rings Online. In this server, you'll find anything from giveaways. There's also a frequently asked questions channel that I would recommend checking out first. You'll be able to see when I put out new YouTube videos, whenever I stream. You can also ask for the streamer role, and you'll be able to post your own streams in this server for everyone to see. There's currently over 5,000 members in this Discord, and it keeps growing. You will also find discussion channels about the game, LOTRO. You can ask any questions in the help channel. There's discussions for every single class in the game and PvP. But one of the best things about this server is the best in slot items section. In this section you can find trait lines for every single class. You will find screenshots of the current best gear being displayed. In this channel you'll find charts showing what stats you need for your characters, mitigations, mastery crit, finesse, but you'll also find useful information about drop rates in different instances. I hope you will consider joining my server, and maybe one day I'll see you in Middle-earth.